Hello, my name is Morgan Canal with Feed Your Genes, and I'm joined today by.
Penny Kendall-Reed from GeneRx.ca.
So, Dr. Penny, today I want to talk about why genetics. I know personally how they've changed my life in such a way that it's now become my passion and hopefully my life's work. So, explain to me a little bit about why genetics.
Absolutely. One of the first things we're taught when we start in school is get at the root cause of every issue. And also, let's try to initiate that innate healing response within our patients because our bodies have this incredible ability to heal themselves. We just have to tweak certain things to allow that to happen. So when you talk about getting at the root cause of it, that comes right down to our genetics. The root cause of high blood pressure for one person is not the same cause as it is for another person. Similarly, for gaining weight, for cholesterol, some people need to lower carbohydrates, other people need to lower fats, other people need to just clean up the liver. How do we know that? Getting at that cause, genetics. It's what gives us that little key. And when we talk about stimulating the innate healing response, that's not the same for everybody. Some people, it is about lowering cortisol and therefore allowing the immune system to reactivate itself because cortisol lowers the production of most of our immune substrates by up to 56%. Other people, it's about reducing the inflammatory response that's blocking receptors or creating havoc in the body. So without genetics, we can't see inside. You can't look at a person and go, oh, I know where your phase two detoxification is, or I know why this variable is going up or down. We need to set that stage for each of our own individual bodies with genetics.
It's been such an eye-opener when I'm working with people on nutrition and looking at changing their lives if they want to lose some weight. And I see a SNP like MC4R, and I'm seeing that, they could be 43% heavier independent of diet or exercise. So those type of things, how can we make an impact if we're not seeing what's actually going on at that level?
Well, you're exactly right. And those are the patients that, my heart goes out because they walk in, they're like, really, I'm not eating that much. And every other practitioner has looked at them and gone, I really don't believe that you're eating what you say you're eating here because your weight is so big. These people, we need to know that. And then we need to change those hormones through supplementation. There is no other way of getting at it. And the freedom that it gives those people afterwards. And that same philosophy can be applied to pretty much any condition. There's also, patients will often come in and they'll say things like, well, should I really be taking the 4,000 IUs of vitamin D that my next door neighbor is doing? My answer is, I don't know until I see your genetics. It's something that genetics will tell me how well you absorb that vitamin D, how well you transfer it to receptors, how many vitamin D receptors you have, and thus how much you actually need. And we know that we can give people too much or too little of any nutrient. So your exact dose comes from genetics.
Absolutely. So when you have a patient come in who wants to make an impact with their health and perhaps like me when I came to you, they have been working on it most of their life, and what I refer to as kind of playing the guessing game. Is that sort of how you can explain to your patients that, listen, we can play the guessing game here, or you can go order a 23andMe kit and I can get to the root of what's actually going on here?
You're exactly right here. I mean, when somebody says, what diet should I do to lose weight, or, how do I need to treat this condition? I literally say, well, I could guess that it's coming from here or here. We can do multiple tests that cost a lot of different money in specialized hormone testing, which still only gives me a moment in time glimpse as to what that hormone is doing rather than the full metabolism of the hormone. Or I can really see what's going on. So let's just bring it all down to one test. Yes, we need to marry that with the symptoms of the patient and with what's in front of you. But to me, that's the most valuable test of all tests.
I really love how you said it's a moment in time, that when we're looking at some of those other lab reports, and yes, they're definitely, helpful. And sometimes I'm sure you're using them to confirm if, some of those genetic switches are turned on or not. But at the end of the day, it's this is what it is, permanent, versus this is a moment in time. So I love how you.
Absolutely. Estrogen, for example, it increases over 50% 3 times throughout the 24-hour cycle. So if you're doing your estrogen at one time and then you're retesting it at a later date, say 3 hours after your initial test, it's going to be a completely different result. So how do you know what you truly need to do there with respect to estrogen unless you're looking at your starting levels of estrogen, how well you clear it out? Do you push to the 2-hydroxy form? Do you push to the 4-hydroxy form? That's what we can really take a look at, and that's what we can use.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Penny. I think we've given people a little bit of a teaser on why we should start with genetics, really, rather than going through the other motions first.
Absolutely. I hope you all do it because it's been invaluable for both of us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, and we'll see you soon.